And breaking this morning, Canada's economy added 90,000 jobs last month. I'm joined now by senior business reporter Peter Armstrong. Looking over these numbers, Peter, Stats Canada just released these April job numbers. You've been digging through them. Can you break them down for us?
Yeah, look, this is a surprise. We came into this day expecting maybe 20,000 jobs were added and, a big debate on what that might mean for the unemployment rate. And here we are, 90,000 jobs. You could almost hear an audible gasp on trading floors and newsroom floors and certain central bank corridors as those numbers dropped at 8:30. It is a real testament to this weird kind of place we're in the economy, where we keep getting surprised by data like these. We keep getting shown that the economy is not doing what we expected it to do. And in this case, we expected it to add jobs, sure, but not add 90,000 jobs. And it's a really interesting breakdown, right? It's not just the sheer volume of jobs that have been added, though that is a remarkable thing. The hours worked are up. The average wages are up 4.7%. That's down from, I think it was at 5.1% last month, but it's still up a considerable amount. And for all of that, for adding 90,000 jobs, we're still seeing the unemployment rate unchanged. So what that tells us is that for all of these jobs that were added, we're still not, or we're just barely keeping up with population growth. So there's all these different sort of tendrils in the economy that really do matter. And they're incredibly important, not just for the people out there trying to get these jobs, but for the people trying to decipher what it means and what it's going to mean going forward. It's a pretty rich jobs report out this morning.
And Peter, in the meantime, we are already at mid-May. In just a few weeks from now in June, the Bank of Canada's next interest rate announcement is coming. But how will those numbers affect the thinking of Governor Tiff Macklem?
Yeah, so they're going to be poring over these numbers with a pretty keen eye. And it's interesting that there's kind of something in this for everyone. On the one hand, yeah, 90,000 jobs, that's huge. But they're mostly part-time jobs. And good news, they're in the private sector more than the public sector. That's good news, too. That wage growth is up at 4.7% is great for people trying to gain some of the losses they experienced as a result of inflation. But from the bank's point of view, seeing it come down from 5.1% to 4.7% is definitely progress. We were talking in the group chat with some of the other business reporters at the CBC this morning. Nisha Patel, one of our reporters, was saying, I sure wish Tiff Macklem was speaking today instead of yesterday. We did hear from the central bank governor and the deputy governor of the Bank of Canada yesterday talking about financial stability review. It sure would be nice to hear from them today, but I bet you that was probably calculated so they wouldn't have to speak necessarily to the jobs report that was out today. But listen, all of this factors in. June 5th, they're going to come out with their decision. And there's pretty healthy debate among economists about whether the bank will start cutting in June or July. But those 2 months seem now to be a pretty firm expectation that we are going to start seeing some rate relief as early as June, but almost assuredly by the time they meet again in July.
Yeah, Canadians definitely looking for some relief, hopefully this summer. Senior business reporter Peter Armstrong, thanks for this.
You bet.